Hi everyone, welcome back to the Sisters Show. It's your favorite sisters, Jackie and Athena.
Hello.
And we are coming at you guys with a very exciting topic. One of our favorite topics to talk about, actually.
Yeah, this needs to be talked about.
Absolutely. Before we get started, let's go into our sisterish shit of the week.
Okay.
Do you want to start?
Sure.
Okay.
So I have show and tell again because it's something that I wear all the time, and it's my Aura ring. So really obsessed with it. All of us should be, just like when I talk about us knowing where we're at with our hormone biomarkers and getting regular labs, how important that is. You know, a lot of us wear Apple Watches, and I know you can relate to this. They're so bulky. I feel like my wrist is very sensitive to EMF. Call it what you want to call it. And so this Aura ring basically is like having a freaking doctor on my finger at all times for cycle syncing. I mean, I had no idea that whenever I have alcohol, my heart rate and like my resting heart rate especially is elevated for literally almost like a week after.
That's insane.
And, you know, it's like, you know how you and I are so obsessed with being so self-aware, and we talk about women that are self-aware, like taking over the world. It's just another thing. I actually want to get Yanni one. He asked one for...
He wants one for... I love that.
He wants one for his birthday, but the thing I love about it is the charge stays for a week. It literally shits on the Apple Watch. It has so much more that it tells you as far as like your readiness score, your sleep score. It'll tell me like your heart rate's elevating right now. Like you need to go take deep breaths. My movement, my steps, like everything. I'm so obsessed. The longer you wear it, the more it knows my particular body and it trends it. So it'll say like your trend for the last 3 months is this, but now we just noticed a shift in that. So yeah, I feel like it's like having a freaking doctor on my finger. It stays charged for a week, and unlike the Apple Watch, I don't feel that EMF radiation. You can also put it on airplane mode and it will still collect your data, which I think is really cool for all of us weirdos that, you know, are conspiring against EMF, which EMF is a real thing. But I sleep in it and I wear it all the time. And how often, I know you used to do this, and me too, we hit our step goal with our watch and we throw that bitch away. Like I take it off. So. Anyway, my sister's shit is the Aura ring. I don't have a link. I can link their company to you. I really, really love it. They do, I want to point out, have an app, and it costs $5 a month, which is clearly worth it.
Yeah.
They're also constantly adding new features. So they're going to be coming out with a pregnancy thing. So imagine like knowing where you're at in your weeks and it paying attention to your heart rate and all that during that. So I'm missing a bunch of shit, but just go look into it. And I love it. That's my sister's shit of the week. What about you?
I definitely need to get one ASAP. I think either this month or next month I'm going to get one because it's just so pretty.
It really is. It is pretty. And you can also share your insights with like your sister. You can share it, like my health clients. Some of them have the ring. I'm able to go check in on them and say like, hey, why is your sleep score like this? Your activity score. So it's really great for trainers and people in my field of health and wellness. And then if you have an elderly family member, like if Yao wore this, we would know everything. We would know everything about her. So it's like, it's really so cool how science is, you know, this is the world we live in.
Yeah. So my sister's shit of the week is a show that I literally just finished on Netflix.
Oh.
I know. It's called, also my eye has been twitching for a day.
Cortisol.
I don't know why.
No, that's what it is.
But why? I don't know. Just my right eye, like since I woke up yesterday, has been twitching.
When your eye twitches, that's a reflex of cortisol.
But what?
I don't know. I don't want to embarrass you online. Like,
you don't embarrass me.
Are you drinking coffee on an empty stomach?
No.
Are you stressed?
No, like
elevated in any way?
Everything is the same.
How's your sleep?
It's fine. Like nothing has changed. Like it's the same.
So your nervous system is pretty good?
Like normal.
All right.
That's why I'm like, I don't know.
We need to find the trigger. And
we need to find it because my right eye has been literally twitching for like.
She's going to be like this on the whole episode.
Literally. I'm like, why is it doing that? So anyways, I watched this show that's new on Netflix. It's called Baby Reindeer.
Oh. Baby reindeer. It sounds like a kinky,
like a Christmas.
I was thinking of it like some kind of like kinky thing, like with like baby reindeer.
Yeah, so it's like a 7-episode limited series on Netflix.
I've been loving that, by the way.
Limited series. Yeah, that's my favorite. Better, like it's my favorite type of TV to watch. But it's based on a true story about a woman that's fat.
Oh.
I don't know if that's relevant, but
well, it's relevant to us.
It is. And she basically stalks this guy. Like, she walks into this bar and ends up, like, finding this guy and stalks him. And she calls him her baby reindeer.
No.
And it's really good. I just finished it before you got here.
Don't tell me. I want to watch it now.
I won't watch it. It's based in, like, I don't know if it's
You said
Scotland.
It was a true story.
It's based on a true story. So it's very, like, weird. When I saw the promo for it on Netflix, I was like, this is the weirdest thing ever. I'm not watching it. And then I realized, because I thought it was, like, a comedy thing. I was like, forget it. Then I realized it was, like, a stalker situation. I was like,
I love
yeah,
it. Yeah.
right down my alley. So I started it, and it's actually, like, I finished it in, I think, like a day and a half or something.
Well, that just shows us
pretty
it's good. So I'm definitely going to have to watch that. Sean, write it down. So instead of like Pookie, we were going to say baby reindeer.
Baby reindeer.
Baby
it's
reindeer.
Kind of terrifying.
Oh
and
my.
I just think it's a really good written show. And I don't know. I was here for it. It was very good. I love those like limited series. Is literally my favorite. So when I saw
it's
that,
like reading a book. I feel like for me, when I do a limited series, you're not waiting for the next season. You're able to like get to the plot, get to the ending.
Exactly.
So I've been also really loving limited series.
Yeah, you should watch it.
I will.
You'll watch it fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. So let's get into what we are talking about today. And I don't know if this is actually even a term. And if it's not, Athena gets full credit for it. Supremacy. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's like actually should be like a term that's used.
I think how this topic was birthed is because I asked you if you would ever go sober or if you would ever consider like stopping drinking completely. And then we went into this whole conversation about how like I said, I hate how, you know, if you go online or on social media and you are a wellness person or in the health space, like, you could do all these things and then someone will look at you that like doesn't drink and they'll be like, well, how you're doing all that, but like you'll still drink a type 1 carcinogen. And it's like,
right.
Whoa, like since when did we become so, what's the word? Not bigoted. I was going to say bigoted. What's the word? Like, I mean, bipartisan. Like it's either one way or the other way.
It's black or white. And honestly, what goes on social media is people are acting like they freaking do everything perfectly every day. And I'm sorry, I am a health coach and no one lives freaking perfect.
Yeah.
So you're always going to find something about someone's lifestyle that you're like, whoa, dude. And, you know, 80 freaking 20 is like what I live by. And yeah, health supremacy is a thing. Yeah. It's a big thing. It's like, my way is the only way. I'm better than everyone. And then God always humbles those people real quick. So we're going to cover health supremacy and, you know, social media. So I'm going to start out by asking you, Athena, so what is health supremacy and why is it so prevalent on social media, do you think? So the way I would define my own term that I kind of like came up with. She invented this.
So I feel like the internet is an amazing, amazing resource. And as someone that has grown up with the internet, literally, I feel like I have learned so much. And I'm so grateful that there is a universe where I'm able to go on and learn about so many different perspectives when it comes to health and wellness. And I think that I want to start off by saying that, and I think there's different types of people. You either get super intimidated by information or it empowers you.
Absolutely.
And for me, like, it's very empowering. I love learning. I love hearing about all different types of, you know, whether it's diets or how your body responds to things or the ways that, you know, you should be having morning routines and night routines and all these things. Like, it's so helpful and it's an amazing resource. But of course, it's a double-edged sword. And I think people that aren't so sure of what things they should be doing, it can be a very overwhelming space and very intimidating. So when you go on Instagram and you know, you could even hashtag like healthy lifestyle, it's like you are absolutely bombarded with posts and reels and scientific studies and data and then before and afters and this and this and that. And it's like, where do I even start? And I think it's a space that has become so focused on everything else other than true health and true wellness. adaptable to each individual person.
Yeah.
And so to me, health supremacy is someone that is going online and acting as if their way is the only way, and there's no adaptability for people. There's no true sustainability with people. And it's just going on talking as if you know best because you're you, what you say is Bible, and there's no area for other possibilities or other things that work for other people. And this can apply literally to any type of diet or fitness regimen or, you know, literally anything in this space. And, you know, I kind of want to go into like a few of the problems with it, and then also how, as a consumer, you can choose what's best for you. How do you navigate such a crazy overloaded space?
Yeah. And, you know, even from when I had my own issues with your nephew, Yanni, back, you know, 13 years ago, the World Wide Web was even more free than it is now. As far as, you know, there's a lot of censoring that goes on Instagram. I, to this day, can't go live on my big page. And I think that's bullshit. But obviously, you know, that's just how the world works. And so even back, you know, 13 years ago, you could find vaccine inserts. You could actually find real research and data out there. Now it's a lot more censored. Yeah. But if you know where to look, I mean, even doctors that I like, holistic, full on, you know, I want to treat this person. When you go to the Hippocratic Oath, it can't be one size fits all when you're talking about, you know, health and wellness. And so Google can be obviously used both ways. It can be used toxic, and, you know, people can think that Dr. Google, which gets a big name now out there, you know, you walk into the doctor's office and you start advocating for yourself, and they're like, you know, don't use Dr. Google. Well, the thing is that the same unhealthy relationship that you can have with Google, people have with their doctors. And we've talked about this. It's like an abusive relationship that you like keep going back for more with. And I think that what we need to focus on, even within this health supremacy, is within the health industry, because that's what it is. It's called practicing medicine, not perfecting medicine. And as a health coach and someone that's in the health space, I feel like all of us online are positioning ourselves as experts in our field. And we absolutely are, in what we know. Every one of my clients is completely different. You can have someone that has had a history of bulimia. Well, I can't write them a fasting plan. Yeah. Because that is going to completely negate all this hard work they've done with their mental health, their nervous system. You know, you have to, every single situation, whether it's your health or your education, one size fits all does not work. It does not work. So for me, just like what you're saying, it's an amazing free resource. Yeah. It ultimately will always come down to using your freaking common sense. Literally. So if you see this woman online or a man online and you are like, man, I'm really inspired by how they live and they're never sick and she has abs and she had kids. It's like, that's great. But you also need to know that what I say, what Athena says, what any kind of coach or trainer or doctor, whatever says online, have discernment. Yeah. And, you know, tweak it to you and your lifestyle. And so for me, like, one of the things I look for in health advice or when I'm, you know, following someone that inspires me is there something there that I can relate to? So, you know, I've been going hard on Gen Z people, which you're Gen Z, obviously. Like, I, as a 36-year-old woman, am not going to I take health advice from my sister, but I'm not impressed by her before and afters if she hasn't had a child. Right. And so my hormones are going to be completely different than when I was in my 20s. And so I think, like, really, not that I take so much advice and information from people that are younger than me, older than me, but just know that, like, when you are in different parts of your life and in your health journey or hormonally speaking, what works for you. Like, I guarantee in your 30s, you intermittent fast and you fast. You're a fasting girl. But now she's like, absolutely not. but she's gonna fast, and we'll have the podcast.
We'll mark this now.
But yeah, no, fasting in my 30s is what works for me. But just at the double-edged sword and coin of that is you can always find information that says fasting is bad for this, cold plunging is bad for that. You know, meat is so freaking bad, and you shouldn't have it. You should have. Don't get me started on vegan and this fake meat that we're putting out there right now. And so one day eggs are great to eat. The next day you'll see online that they're not good for you. One day they're telling you that drinking is bad. The next minute they say, oh, having a glass of wine is not actually bad. You should have it every day. And it's like, it comes down to your freaking common sense and moderation. And the thing that I think a lot of people in our realm don't want to admit is it's literally the free things and the basics that will set you up for life. It's not a product line. It's not a certain gym membership. It's not like what I've found to be living my best life right now is literally the basics.
Yeah.
Nutrition, consistent movement, sleep, all free.
Yeah, I agree. And one problem that I really found as someone that has been very aware of like my fitness and health journey since literally, since I was playing sports in high school, like I've been very aware of what I look like, what I'm eating, what my fitness regimen looks like. So like I said, I literally grew up with the internet. So everything has always been, I remember literally being, I think a sophomore in high school, buying like a 12-week like booty program from this like fitness influencer. And like looking back at the program, I'm not going to say who it was, but looking back at the program, it was 3 days a week of legs. Each leg day was 12 exercises.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like,
that's too much.
Yeah. Like 12 separate exercises.
With reps in each one.
With reps and sets under each one.
Oh gosh.
And I remember, I still have it in my notes to this day. I wrote the whole guide in my notes that I bought. And every time I went to the gym, I would never be able to do all the 12 exercises. So I would put like little hearts next to each one I was able to do. And I was looking through my notes and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I had these leg workouts that were 12 exercises long.
So long.
I would heart like 4 of them. And I'd be like, why am I not able to finish? My point in saying that is that we've come a long way since then with muscle growth and hypertrophy and all those different things. But these types of people have always been on the internet and they're always going to be on the internet. And for me, the problem I find with that is that it's a lot of these like quick fixes and look at my transformation 12-week program. I built my ass from a pancake to a BBL.
And that's bullshit.
And it's literally like insane. And for me, I'm super hesitant when I go on and see these influencers promoting all of these programs and this supplement and this detox tea. Greens powder was like so popular for 2 years and then now it's not popular anymore.
Yeah.
And just all of these different things that we're trying to add in to our life when you, like you just said, don't even have the basics down. Proper hydration, nutrition, knowing how to recover after a workout is so important. Proper sleep, sunlight exposure, mental health, like all of these things are what is true health. And true health is not taking this detox tea, de-bloat tea every morning or apple cider vinegar gummy. Like, are you serious? It's like, I feel bad for people that
buy into that.
Go online and see an influencer with, hourglass curvy body and 6-pack abs, and she's doing her de-bloat tea every morning. And then that person who's 40 pounds overweight goes to bed at 2 a.m., drinks coffee on an empty stomach every morning, gets 2,000 steps a day, is like, oh, let me take this de-bloat tea.
And my life will just magically...
And it'll change.
I'm going to look like her.
I want to cry for people like that because you have it totally backwards. And it's really sad.
It's so true.
And like seeing it firsthand in people I know, it's like so hard because you don't want to burst someone's bubble and be like, you're wasting your money. But why are you so quick to want that supplement or tea or gummy, and you're not even willing to go to bed at an appropriate time or hydrate yourself properly or lift weights 1 or 2 days a week. Like, you're not willing to do any of those things, but then you're so quick to want something that's not actually making a change.
People want the quick fixes, unfortunately, in the world that we live in. And you know, I'm back to school like Billy Madison right now. And what I'm learning is how, I mean, it's $1 trillion a year industry.
Yeah.
Health and wellness and that space. And so people are literally buying private jets in this world. And it's unfortunate because think of how many people are dying early and the statistics of, you know, childhood diabetes and what's going on here. And again, when you're complaining about your kids going off the rail or you don't like it, literally you are your own doctor, and it starts in that fridge. Literally.
And you know what also bothers me too is it's also gone in the too crunchy direction too.
Yeah.
It's not even just like, we've been aware of the fact that all the MDs and all them on social media are so stuck in their way, but now it's gone the other direction too, where it's like these super crunchy people are like, just drink this every day or just do this, and it's like you're still not actually educating people on what truly makes a difference.
Right.
And it's like sad because then their entire side gets completely negated as like, well, they're a bunch of wackadoos.
Yeah.
But it's like there's real science behind herbalists and, you know, getting outside and moving your body and all these different techniques and things that are helpful, nervous system regulation. But it's like, if you just do one thing without doing anything else, how do you expect sustainable change?
And listen, you can feel so overwhelmed listening to this because of the abundance of conflicting opinions, because ultimately that's what it comes down to. Is I have my opinion on intermittent fasting. It's not Bible, like you said. I can back it with scientific evidence and studies, but I can also negate it too. And that's with everything, ladies and gents. It's like the freaking commercials, like take this vitamin, or not vitamin, but take this, you know, big pharma drug and you might die. It's one of the side effects. So you know, explosive diarrhea. And so it's like you can find this
not
everywhere,
the explosive diarrhea
in everything. And so, you know, for me too, the access to diet and nutrition advice is so abundant, but it comes with the downside of the pressure. You know, when we're sitting here on this podcast and we're telling our listeners and viewers, you know, it's actually so much more than a pill. Or when I see these claims, I've been talking about this on my story a lot, and I know you've seen it and I know you agree with it. It freaking chaps my ass when I see someone in my crunchy field, whatever the hell you want to call me, and they're like, buy this drink, and you're like, here, I'll stand. See my pants? See my pants? This is from, whoops, she got up. I stood up. My pants are now fit me better because of this tea.
Right.
See this, guys? See this? See all this? It's literally from this gummy I take.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit. I'm calling your asses out. We have a high responsibility, even more so than doctors, with the power of social media.
Absolutely.
If you are selling a product and making those, first of all, it's a lawsuit. Like, can we just go there? If some troll comes for you and says, this bitch claimed this, you could be sued. But the second part of it is like, you are literally lying.
It's morally wrong.
It's morally goes against everything that I believe in. And it's wrong. It's wrong. And I'm not saying, because the funny part is when you say these influencers and they're selling it, I'm an influencer and I sell things on my page.
Yeah.
And I recommend products to my people. And that's not what the problem is. The problem is bullshit I'm calling when you say, my mental health is better now because of this drink. No, it's not. No, it's not. You're a liar. Okay. And that's wrong of you to make those claims. It pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because yes, the berberine or, you know, the extra boost of whatever the hell is in your drink or your pill may give you an effect, but this is all temporary shit. And if they're not buying the $100, $200, $300 product, honestly, you're pissing it out. Let's go there to that science. Like, you have to get back to the basics.
Yeah.
And so as much as I'm like shooting shots and maybe chapping your asses saying this, I say it with love, and there's still a way that you can help people and sell your product, but don't make this bullshit claim. Get back to saying, get 8 hours of sleep, get 10,000 steps a day, you know, don't have coffee. That one simple thing has completely changed my life and my hormones and my cortisol.
Yeah.
I am not as snappy with my kids. My hormones are back in line. I don't have my cortisol bloat.
Yeah.
Drinking coffee on an empty stomach in the morning. And you know what? People, health coaches and personal trainers and most people in our space, they don't want to tell their clients it's as simple as that. Mm-hmm. They want you to buy their product. Right. They want you to, you know, invest in whatever the frick it is. And by the way, I have a program mm-hmm. and I sell my program, but I'm never going to say, oh, my program will change your life. Ultimately, your health is in your hands is what we really need to talk about here.
Yeah. Well, I want to segue off of that into how do you find peace within a wellness industry and what I find works for me, and hopefully it can inspire some of you guys. And I want to go off of what you just said about working with clients and how, for me, I have several people in my life, you and a couple other people I know personally that are health coaches. And I am so much more willing to trust someone like you guys, even people that I know that have 1,000 followers and are a health coach, or up to you with your followers, like, doesn't even matter. I'm so much more willing to trust people that have, one, worked with actual clients mm-hmm. and have made actual impact and change, and are not just here trying to sell you something, but are actually educating people.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. Like,
right.
And for those who have bought your program or not, it's not about that. Like,
yeah,
someone could buy your program and literally not make one change in their life.
And not lose 1 ounce and still have a wrecked nervous system and hormones and all of it.
You are so open online about what things have actually worked for you. And that's, to me, if I didn't know you and I was just a regular old Joe on the street looking for someone who can I trust, like, I want someone that has worked with real people, has created real results, is looking to educate people, not just sell them their brand and their product. And it's like, buy this and then, like, see you.
Right.
Goodbye.
Which that's what I talk shit about doctors, is if they're not treating your whole body, they're drug dealers. And so in the holistic crunchy field, we are no better if that's what you're doing. You're just pushing.
Absolutely.
You're pushing your form of drug.
Yeah.
And not treating the whole patient, the whole client.
Yeah. 100%. I think, you know, I feel like now there's so many, I mean, everyone's like literally a health influencer, and that's fine and dandy and great. But when I see someone that I can sense the vibe and I can tell that they're genuinely trying to help people, they're not just going on and like pushing this and pushing this. And it's like, no, guys, like, this is how you start. This is what I've done and I've seen change. This is what I'm trying to help people with. And I'm trying to educate my clients and I'm trying to educate the people that follow me. And if in turn that results in a sale, great.
Right.
But that's not why I'm trying to share this information about the health and wellness industry. And that's not why I'm trying to share. You're not gaining anything from telling people that drinking electrolytes and drinking water and eating a meal before you drink your coffee and moving your body and working out, like, you're not gaining anything from that. You're trying to help people and make an impact in people's lives so everyone can feel their best self. And so that, to me, is super important when I go on someone's Instagram and I'm looking through their page. Like, does it literally, like, I swear some of these, like, health influencers literally look like spam accounts. Like, it looks like,
really?
It's like I feel like sometimes I go on a page and it's like every post is just like, buy this.
Before and afters only.
Yeah. And it's like, creating real, sustainable, lifelong impact in people's lives is so much more than that. And even though, you know, in the beginning, if you have a business or something, it may not be as abundant in the beginning because it's like you're not just pushing. I feel like you get so much more long-term and longevity from your clients because they know they can actually trust you. And I feel like that's what's so important. I feel like that's why you've had success with what you're doing, because you're so open about, it's not, I don't care if you buy this from me. You don't need to use my link. It's like, guys, these are the things that have worked for me and have worked for people I've worked with. And that's what's important.
And as a coach myself, always be coachable and teachable with your clients. So my clients, one of them was like, I started hitting my 10K steps before 12 every day. And now it's like easy breezy for me. And I was like, you know what? Let me try that. Sure as crap. You know, if you make that goal and set up your morning earlier to get your steps in, because it feels like you're playing catch up. It puts unnecessary pressure on yourself. When I'm telling my client hit 10,000 steps, which by the way, scientific evidence that says it will literally add 20 years to your life if you hit 10K steps a day, and scientific evidence behind why you should be having, you know, salt water in the morning first thing. But besides that, you know, my client comes to me, I try it out, I go back to my people, I'm like, yo, you guys need to do this. And so it's like, it always comes down to keeping an open mind for me as a coach and as someone that's coached myself. And what works for me and worked for me in my 20s is not going to work for me in my 30s. What works for me in my 30s is not going to maybe work for me in my 40s. And look at your clients that way. I have clients that have gone through menopause. And so that's why it's so important too. Whether you bought an oil from me, Ninja from me, you buy my programs, you use another company's, you know, supplements, I don't care.
Yeah.
I literally don't give a shit, because when I talk to you, the things that we focus on ultimately always come down to your daily habits, how you're protecting your bedtime, your morning time, and it's the things that, especially as mothers, we neglect. Your kids go to bed, you revenge scroll for hours and hours and hours. I'm solving, like, you know, is the world flat on TikTok till 4 a.m. So then you wonder why you wake up cranky, shoving coffee down, you know, your throat in the morning. And then you have this huge mom belly that, you know, the abs, they come naturally because I'm literally, I eat more now than I ever had in my life. It's just real food. I tell my clients, act like your microwave doesn't exist. Act like your microwave doesn't exist. Pretend packaging and packaged goods don't exist. Salt, pepper, olive oil, butter, bacon, fat, whole, real effing food.
Yeah.
And that's not all the time. Like, homie likes her wine, and I'm going to go out to eat tonight, and I'm not going to really, I'm going to pick something yummy, but like, if there's some carbs, I'm having it. And it's all about moderation.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's moderation, it's daily habits, and it's something that you're never going to buy in a quick fix, a pill, a drink, a probiotic. Like you said before, you're wasting your money. You're literally wasting your freaking money. I only now am in a place where bioidentical hormone therapy and because I don't have leaky gut anymore and my cortisol isn't so spiked up. The fattest I was last year, 210. Literally 210. I'm embarrassed to say. Whatever. It's facts.
Don't be
210 pounds. And I was 4 years, not like 2 months postpartum. And guess what my biggest issue was? It wasn't, I was taking the supplements. I took every effing supplement. Thousands of dollars a month I spent on supplements to this day. My ass was fat and sick. And I was a coach last year and had a wellness business. What healed me, might you ask, that you didn't ask? Getting 8 to 9 hours of sleep, hitting 10,000 steps, and regulating my nervous system.
Yeah. I mean, you guys, they're called supplements for a reason. Like,
supplementing your effing habits.
Yeah.
Trying to get better with my F-bombs, but they always will come.
Oh,
Angie.
F-bombs.
Was it Angie?
No, Angie was the one from today.
Oh, okay.
You guys, Jackie had someone give her the compliment
Guys.
Compliment of thinking that this woman got a tummy tuck.
Can you believe that? When I saw it, I was like, because I've also been accused in the last week of airbrushing my body.
You guys, listen to me right now, okay? If you're here, okay, listen. I will never Photoshop my body, but I will say on this podcast, like, I will smooth my face, like, not excessively, but like a good face app once in a while. I do it to my clients. I do it to myself. I have no shame. I've had Jackie tell me on multiple occasions, like, don't, like, literally, like, don't touch
smooth
me.
your face. No.
I'm saying you tell me not to do it to you.
I know.
So when
I'm
people,
a big anti-filter woman.
When this woman doesn't even go on with like a bronze filter on Instagram. You really think
I won't
she
do it?
airbrushes her body? Do you even know?
Haters gonna hate.
Don't know what you're talking about. It's like, honestly, like, it's comical to me because I'm like, these people are
No, they
slow.
literally think, when you go in CapCut and it's called auto velocity, and you can take, like, when you look awkward and you don't know where to put your arm, it makes it like if you're watching us, you go like this.
Oh, the one you always do?
Yeah.
Joey's like, Jackie's obsessed with that filter.
Yeah. It's not a filter. It's a like an edit you put on the CapCut.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, not a filter like that.
I need to stop using it if you said that. I take what he says seriously.
He didn't say it in a bad way. He was, I think you went through a phase for like 2 weeks where it was like every post, like it was like you and Luke, you and Sean. It was like every post was like.
We were doing like the.
No, but it's so funny.
No, anyway, they were saying, because when you do that filter in well, it's not a filter. I'm calling it a filter. What would you call that? A template? Whatever.
An edit. Yeah.
An edit. So it basically will make your awkward arm on your hip, because I don't know how to pose. It makes you look less awkward.
Oh, that's so funny.
Well, it puts like a glitch on the screen when it does it, because it's literally called auto velocity. If you guys are in CapCut, you should try it. I was obsessed with it. Like, apparently a little too obsessed. And because it puts the glitch over my stomach and legs, this hater messaged me and was like, I can see here the glitch that you edited your body. And I'm like,
I just hope if anyone is listening to this that is someone that commented or is like a hater and you're here, hi, thank you for supporting the podcast.
No, you literally are boosting our algorithm.
I want you to know, when you comment these things, they get screenshotted and sent, and then we literally laugh about you.
We
laugh.
Like,
I just want, if anyone is still here, like, we literally laugh about it.
Well, the thing is I have to say, and this is off topic, but this is what we do, is to have the time, and the emotional energy to create these hate accounts, screenshot on my vagina and abs, write captions out, leave a comment on this mom, I'm the mom that had 4 children, 3 C-sections. First of all, biatch, if I had a tummy tuck, I'd have that ugly belly button. Mm-hmm. Also, the kind of high-waisted little tangas that I'm wearing over here, you would see the freaking line across my belly, you dum-dum. But anyway, that's fine.
That's fine.
But I have worked fucking hard for these abs. And
you should be proud of them and flaunt them.
For humans.
You should be proud.
I am. But it's like, that is ridiculous. Anyway.
Angie's just guzzling down her Diet Cokes. If you know, you know. So
anyway, we went on that little tangent there, but I want to talk and close this out with never say never on your health journey. Mm-hmm. If a coach says never, I wouldn't trust them, honestly. Well, never drink coffee on an empty stomach. I think what I want to say is, if a coach says to you and acts like my way is the only way, you should look the other way. And make sure that they're not focusing on one product changing your life, and also be consistent, eat real food, live like you don't have a microwave. And for me too, it's like, focus on what you're adding in, not what you're taking away, because the way our brains are wired is we're not going to keep those habits. They say 21 days to a new habit. And if it feels like torture, I think one of the best things that you've ever taught me, my little mini health coach over there, is moderation. And when I'd be like, oh my gosh, I want wine, you're like, have wine.
Yeah.
And so what do we call that?
Having a brain.
Having a brain. Let me cover my feet so no one's like finding me on Foot Finder. No, so what do you call that? It's not like, what is the 80-20 that we live by? It's like, just knowing that, like, tonight when we go to dinner, if there's bread on the thing, I'm having it. I don't care if there's gluten in there.
I mean, I would say that it's just knowing what's a priority to you and going really hard at those things.
Yeah.
And then knowing what things are okay to allow yourself, because nothing bad's going to happen. Like, a lot of people have very dangerous relationships with themselves, with their diet, with the gym. And that's where you get into really dangerous territory, when you start to allow those things to control you. And you have to realize that,
like, your mental health, you're saying too, right?
Right. You have to realize that what things are important to you. And it's different for every person and it's different for every lifestyle. But when you're able to figure out what is a priority. Like for us, it's the majority of our diet being whole unprocessed foods, and then allowing ourselves to have wine on Fridays, like going to happy hour and drinking margaritas. Like I'm not giving that up. It gives me joy, and it gives me balance, and it makes me happy to,
that's the word, balance.
it makes me happy to sit with my friends or sit with my sister and have a margarita, or, you know, come home and eat my protein bar that has chocolate in it. Like
right.
I'm not going to deprive myself of joy for the sake of how I look or how I feel, because at the end of the day, it's never worth it. And those people that live 100-0 lifestyles,
are they even enjoying their life? Like I'm just like,
that is just not,
that's a
anything.
dangerous place to be too, because think of the pride that comes with that.
Yeah.
And the like looking down health supremacy that goes on there.
I feel more proud of myself that I'm able to 80-20, 85-15. Maybe last week for me, it was maybe 60-40 because I had family here and we went out every day. Like, yeah. I feel so much more pride that I have the self-control to have a margarita one night and then not drink again for a week. Or I can have a piece of cake or a brownie and then not have it again for 2 weeks. I have more pride that I can do that and then fall right back into my routine. Have a glass of wine the night before. I'll still go to my Pilates class the next morning if it's scheduled. I have more pride that I have the self-control to live like that.
That's a great point. And it's in those daily habits that we've built and habit stacked that you find the results.
Right.
And so stop sabotaging your mindset over, you know, I always say to my clients, a cheat meal doesn't mean a cheat week.
Right.
A cheat night, even a vacation. If it's a full cheat week that you had, like you said, last week, maybe it was 60-40.
Right.
You get right back on that horse.
Absolutely.
You get right back on.
The day family left, we went on a 4.5 mile walk. We walked for 2 hours the next day. I was like, I feel like shit. Yeah. I want to walk. I want to come back. I did a Pilates class and I feel great right now. And like, it's done. I don't need to think about it. I don't need to dwell on it. I don't need to go revenge weigh myself to see if I gained fit. Like, I don't need to do that because I have a healthy relationship with myself, my diet, my walking, my nutrition. Like, I don't need to feel guilt, and life goes on and it moves on. And the last thing that I want to say, which is something that's helped me, is if you're going online and you're feeling overwhelmed and you're feeling like shit every time you're scrolling and seeing all these different health influencers, unfollow if you need to.
Yeah.
The internet is an amazing place and an amazing resource. It's where I've learned most things that I've learned. I feel like I try to thoroughly educate myself on things when I'm feeling like it. I have books and different podcasts and different holistic doctors that I really trust and really respect their opinion. Even like podcasts like Huberman Lab. Like, I think there's so many great resources, and don't let it overwhelm you and consume you, but take some things from everyone. You know, you don't need to take one person and that's Bible. Everything they say is what you do. Yeah. Yeah. Like, you don't need to do that. You just need to listen, diversify what you're listening to, and then try things and see what works. Like, I heard the no caffeine, or no, I heard the don't drink caffeine first thing when you wake up on an empty stomach from Huberman Lab. I tried it, fell in love with it.
I'm so glad you said that. That is so important, what you just said. Yeah. Because it's and I cut you off, and that's what we do. But it's like, when I do my resets and programs with my girls, I know that they're not going to keep everything that I say. Right. But all of them find one thing, two things, whether it's don't scroll before bed and use a red light, and don't have caffeine on an empty stomach. Those two things. Mm-hmm. I don't have a pill for you. I don't have a drink for you. Those two things will change your life. Yeah. And you know what happens, like you were saying before, is because they know that I'm giving them tasks and assignments and habits that are literally just that, habits, not a pill or a product, they come back. Yeah. They sign up for 90 days with me. They know, they'll say I had a shitty night, and I'm like, that's fine. We'll pick it up again tomorrow. Those free little, it seems so insignificant shifts in your habits for your health change the game. Yeah. Like now you'll never have coffee on. I remember watching you and Joey at my house last year because I'm new to the no coffee.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I was like,
you were like, you freaks, what are you doing?
Yeah, because I'm like the slob that
Sean was like, Joey, do you want me to make you guys coffee? And we were like, no, like we'll wait till after we eat breakfast. And you guys were like, what? Yeah. And then you try. Same with the electrolyte water.
Oh my gosh, the damn electrolyte water changed my life.
But isn't that insane? I get chills thinking about it, honestly.
If you are not, this is how we're ending it. If you are drinking plain water, you are living a very sad existence. And that was me. That was me. I was like, I'm not a big water girl, and I know I need to be, especially I don't want to be a raisin in my 30s and 40s. And adding the Relay electrolyte salt water, and everyone's always like, why salt water? And I'm like, because regular plain water doesn't have the minerals in there for us, and we need to have, even sports drinks and all that crap has salt in it because that's how you absorb the freaking water.
Yeah,
it changed my life.
It's amazing.
And I sound so dramatic, and you just said you got chills, so I'm glad I'm not the only one. Like, could you imagine not having your salt water?
No.
Like when we go to Greece, I'm gonna have like 5 tubs with me. Yeah. Anyway,
all those hangovers we're gonna have.
Oh my gosh, seriously. I literally need to like have IVs of salt water. So
literally,
if any of you guys have anything that you take away from this, is use your common sense. Always be coachable, teachable when it comes to your health, but feel empowered by the end of this. Take the information for what it is. I am one of those people. I do the before and afters. I, have products that I would like to sell you, but ultimately it comes down to I care about all my clients. Exactly. And really look for that in these pages and look for the receipts. Look to see like what their before and after pictures look like with their clients. And are all their clients 19? Are they all 35? Are they all the same body type? And I don't have as much time as say Athena has, which you know what I mean by that. As far as
I have all the time in the world.
No, 4 children, husband, jobs, whatever. So when you see some of these influencers online that are able to work out for 7 hours in the gym, that's just not like, how can you make and find peace in your wellness lifestyle? And it's not found in a 9-hour workout or like 12 sets of 12. What was it?
12 exercises.
12 exercises.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I could still dig it up if I look deep enough.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
We hope you guys leave this feeling truly empowered. Use your resources and be smart with it. Know yourself. It really is.
Oh my gosh. Know your freaking self.
Be in tune.
Leave it with that.
Be in tune with yourself. And we're always here for you guys. If you have questions or suggestions or things that you hate about our podcast, our messages are always open. We love you guys. Make sure to give this a 5-star rating.
5 stars helps our page be seen and helps, Spotify, get our message out to other women and sisters out there. So absolutely. We love you guys and we hope you enjoyed the episode.
Bye.
Bye.